And we are live. Let's just play that intro from Indigo Saint. Let's get it. Let's get it. Indigo Saint in the building. Blackrue investing. Let's go.
Who's this producer? Best believe I was black or invested. With your money, you ain't gotta be guessing. Profits is what we manifested. So we binge on that black or invested. Best believe I was black or invested. Got course in this race, we ain't resting. We got stocks, we got crypto with a blessing. So thank God for that black or invested. Best believe I was black or invested.
So, what is up, y'all? Today, we're going to be talking, you know, all the markets are down, right? So, today, let's just reflect. I don't know if y'all know, but USDT lost its peg for a brief moment in time today. So let's kind of just take a couple steps back, reflect, and see what are the best coins we can look at for the future. Let me go see if we're live on the Gentleman Crypto up in here. Reload. Okay, let me see. One moment, y'all. Okay, yep, we're live. We're live. Let me just pop this open right quick. Just so I can make sure I'm getting questions. So, hold on, let me just make sure this is not going to be an echo. Fast still, time to buy that stacks dip. Not quite yet. Okay, yep. Okay, got rid of the echo because I know that'll echo for y'all. So, boom. All right, y'all. So, USDT just briefly lost its peg. Let me just pull that up for y'all. So, it's wild out here. I was talking to my co-host, and if y'all know, I'm also on Benzinga. We do stock news. It's one of the biggest stock news people around. They do news for like TD Ameritrade, Webull, amongst others. A Detroit-based company, Detroit versus everybody. What? Um, you can see here, USDT lost its peg for a brief moment in time, slipped down to 94 cents, and got back in it here basically at his peg at 0.997. All right. So I just want to reflect on this Luna thing. And it's going to kind of point us in a direction, right? Um, so, if you guys aren't familiar, the whole Terra Luna thing that happened here, um, basically, allegedly, BlackRock or Citadel, one of the, big hedge fund boogeymen who have like, $7 trillion at their disposal, they bought like something like 100K in Bitcoin, and they went up to Terra Luna's founder, Do Kwon, and they offered him that Bitcoin at a discount for some UST. He's like, "Oh, I'm about to get some Bitcoin at a discount. Let me swallow that up." So he did that, and they like apparently at that point, allegedly, gotcha. We got this USDT, or I'm sorry, this UST. Now, with this armed with this UST, since you now have Bitcoin, and we know you already purchased Bitcoin for your stablecoin, which Brother Man King of Gentleman Crypto pointed out months ago, um, it's kind of foolish to have your stablecoin based off an unstable asset, because usually when people want to get out of that unstable asset, Bitcoin, they move it into a stablecoin. So you now made your stablecoin unstable by buying Bitcoin. So he went and purchased more Bitcoin. And that's when they really, really, really had him, because He was offering 20% APY on UST, which pretty much everybody knew was unsustainable. So it basically created like a double instability. Now he has all his Bitcoin, and they just kept selling and selling and selling and selling UST. And the selling of that UST ended up having him with that Bitcoin. And in order to try to get his UST back into stability, he was selling Bitcoin. So it just spiraled on itself because while he's selling Bitcoin, Bitcoin is going down. UST is continuing to go down because people know that he bought Bitcoin before and his stablecoin is based off of Bitcoin. So people were selling that and they know that it has that unsustainable rate. It just spiraled on itself. It's like the literal domino effect. You know what I mean? So why I wanted us to reflect on that was who gave, allegedly, who gave BlackRock that money. Allegedly, it's Gemini. So if y'all don't know what Gemini is, who Gemini is, excuse me, Gemini is an exchange run by the Winklevoss twins, one of the only exchanges that you can use in crypto heavy regulated New York, of course. And let me just come over here and make sure everything's good with sound and everything. Y'all can hear me, right? What's up, jump out girls over here? Yay! Okay, definitely check out the Jump Out Girls show on Gentleman Crypto. I really love it when any of the other creators are in here watching my shows, or I get to watch their shows. I geek out. I'm sorry, y'all. I just geek out at that. So everybody can hear me good, hopefully. All right. So okay. So Gemini, they're the ones. They're owned by the Winklevoss twins. If you're not familiar with the Winklevoss twins, they're supposedly who Mark Zuckerberg stole the idea of Facebook from. So these guys are very connected, if you know what I mean. That's why their exchange is one of the only exchanges that you can use in New York because these dudes are tons and tons and tons connected, okay? So with Gemini, they have their own stable coin called GUSD. They have their own thing called AMP and their own little network called Flexa, which you can see Flexa here is a platform that enables shoppers to spend Bitcoin, Ether, Bitcoin Cash, and other Gemini dollars across major retailers: Barnes& and Noble, Baskin Robbins, Bed Bath& Beyond, Caribou Coffee, Crate and Barrel, Express, GameStop, Jamba Juice, Lowe's, Nordstrom, Office Depot, Office Max, Petco. You get the deal. Um, so along with that, AMP is kind of like a, what would you call it? I guess it would be like a Cardano to their system. You know, it's like their native coin. Um, but it also happens that they have GUSD, which is their stable coin. So they don't give two you know what's if Luna just falls flat on his face. So not that I can directly connect these guys to WEF, but I would think that these guys will have a WEF. And if you guys don't know who they are, they're the World Economic Forum. Um, I would think that these guys are connected enough that they would have some link to those guys. So I'm gonna go back to a post that we had in the beginning and mention some of these WEF coins, which I think might be really good to look at. And just so y'all know, your boy Blackrue has been telling you about this recession since what, like 11 or 12 days ago. If you go look at brother's playlist, let me see if I can bring that up right quick without having it take a long, long time. My playlist here on the Gentleman of Crypto channel. You can see I was talking tips for a recession like 12 days ago when Bitcoin was at like 37.7. And to be honest with you, I was mad at myself that I didn't get out at like 40, to be honest. Let's see if we can get there right quick. And then we can get back to these WEF coins. It's World Economic Forum, basically the people who, quote unquote, predicted Rona before it happened, the people who kind of have the old world money in this here world of ours. Let's see, view full playlist. Okay, so tips for spotting a reflect. I can't talk today. Tips for spotting a recession and basic charting indicators. Reason I gave the basic charting indicators because they kind of show us some of the things along with a recession when Bitcoin is kind of going down on the chart and whatnot. But yeah, I gave that to y'all about, I believe, 12 or something days ago when Bitcoin was at 37.7. So your boy told you, and your boy King told you that Terra Luna was looking like a scam, um, which is pretty much true. It wasn't a scam per se, but it once he bought that Bitcoin, he just really opened himself up to some really dangerous things, and they just played out. Let's see here. So yes, so WEF. Back to WEF. Um, if we look at the World Economic Forum, let's see. Well, let's start here. Let's start here with the first coin, LCX. So reason why we're really kind of high on the LCX is that it's an exchange. Now, exchanges are always going to kind of get that money because there's always fees. If you're going to swap a token to this token or that token, you're going to need to pay fees. If you're going to, yeah, and they're going to incentivize that token. Hence, like, think of an exchange like KuCoin. They give you less fees for holding their token. Think of a platform like Binance. They give you fees for or they reduce your fees. Excuse me, which is what I was saying before. They reduce your fees. KuCoin reduces your fees for swapping if you hold their KuCoin token. Binance, if you want to buy things on their chain, you need to hold their BNB token. I believe LCX, they don't have a chain right now, but they do have job postings for blockchain developers. So it looks to be a direction that they're going into. And if we come and look at their CEO's LinkedIn, show you something real special right there. As soon as we get that up, it's taking a little while to load because I got like 90 tabs open. Okay, I wanted the link in, not the Twitter. My bad there. Let me see if we can. One more time. I thought that's what I clicked on. My bad, y'all. Okay, LinkedIn. Okay, so if we look at that while it's coming up, we can discuss another one, which will be Ripple. So we got Ripple, we got LCX, but let's take a look see at LCX right quick. If you look at his experience, member World Economic Forum, LCX joins the World Economic Forum. So if we go back and we come over here and take a look at my channel, I got tons and tons and tons of videos on LCX because I really believe in those guys. But one of the things I want you to note here, there's a video that says like LCX versus Binance. DeFi coins, payment coins. I'm looking for playlists. Okay, there we go. So if you kind of take a look at this video here, you'll see that CZ, the Binance leader, is on one side and Monty is on the other. It was supposed to be LCX or Binance LCX, but it seems like Binance doesn't. They don't stick to the regulations as well as some of these people like the World Economic Forum who wants to track everything. They don't stick to the regulations like it seems like that way. Don't or allegedly or like just like I just wanted to protect myself legally. It seems as though that these guys don't stick to the rules as well as the LCX or a World Economic Forum would like. So that relationship split. Definitely suggest that you watch this video on the channel. And if you're looking to get on the channel, it's darkhorsewatcher.com. And that's dark horse like a dark horse pick. So definitely come over there. So one of the things that LCX is doing is another thing for us to do that also I think the world of NFTs is kind of heading in this direction too. LCX, and they're a chain based in Liechtenstein. I hope that said that right. Liechtenstein. If you look it up, it's this tiny little country, and if you read a little Wikipedia about it, they say they're like loaded. It's this tiny little country in between like Switzerland and like Austria. All right, and this also shows that they might actually be loaded because they're doing NFTs backed by diamonds. Like who does that, right? They're doing NFTs backed by diamonds, and you can, if you own the NFT, redeem your NFT and actually have them ship you their diamond. And they have a hundred of these NFTs. Okay, and this is a real long play NFT. Just by holding the NFT, which is backed by a diamond, you earn this token. And definitely go check out my video to tell you like the tokenomics about this whole thing. But the tokenomics basically incentivizes this TIA token, incentivizes LCX, but it's a real long play because they're the WEF. They're like people that are having things that are regulated. So it's a long play type of deal. So all of that to say, really high on LCX. And I think that they have the potential to replace Binance over across the pond in the East. So that's why I'm very high on them. And of course, when you have big money pockets like the WEF backing you, that's going to push you a long ways. And just relating them, they also want to try to have a deal set up with Facebook. I went over that in my LCX AMA video. That is also on the channel under that playlist. And then there's the connection. They do a deal with Facebook. The WEF, Facebook, Winklevoss twins, hence Gemini. So we're back full circle here. And Gemini is the people who allegedly loaned BlackRock the money to do the thing they did to Luna. So looking at the chart here, it seems like it wants to go back by past 30. Honestly, I'm not going to be happy with it until it gets to like 32. So I'm not doing anything with any coins really unless I really have to get into them until 32. Okay. The good thing to note is, good or bad thing to note, Luna is still. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to laugh about this because I know people are like, oh my god, I didn't even see this. I know people are like, apparently, I'm sure like some people, they say some people like committed suicide on this. So I'm trying not to like be like laughy about it. But only reason I laugh, y'all, is because King called this out so many months ago, and people were really like looking at him like he was stupid or silly about it. And the whole time I'm like, guys, doesn't it make sense? Like why would a stable coin buy Bitcoin? The whole reason that you want to be a stable coin is that you're stable. Why would you go use a stable coin and buy something unstable. His logic is completely sound to me, but people were challenging on him on it, so it's just kind of funny to see just how right he was. Um, if they have a short out in Luna and at UST, they've made so much money right now. I know some estimates were like 850 million, but if they have a short out on Luna, look at that. It's 0.0005. There's no reason for them to close the short. But the reason I mention the short is because in order to close the short, I believe they will have to buy Bitcoin. So that's something to look forward to, because that will send Bitcoin back up, which should send send the market back up. But that won't happen until we actually see a stabilization in Bit and Luna. And one of the things Luna has tried to do to stabilize this whole thing is issuing more circulating supply, which is which is honestly going to make it Luna just tumble more. So until Luna actually finds a base and can head back up, there's no reason for these guys to close out their short. So let's. I don't know why my mouse keeps doing this. It always does this where it's I click on one thing and it double clicks and clicks the thing behind it. Okay, so there we go. So now Luna's circulating supply, and I think this might not even be right anymore. That looks right. So it's 1,474 billion Luna. So it's literally turned itself almost into like a meme coins type circulation of coins. So let's look at like Shiba Inu. Okay, not quite as much as she, but I don't know. What does Doge look like? I know these are ones with really big circulating supplies. So in comparison, Doge is at 8 cents. Circulating supply of Doge is 132 billion. All right, we just looked at Sheeb. It was more than that. Sheeb was, jeez, and this is why Sheeb needs to implement some burning, because they're 500 500k 550k billion. That's just tons. And Luna is now do 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 1,474 billion. Jeez, guys. So yeah. So until this thing finds like a ground, there's no reason for these dudes to close it short. The reason I mention that again is that that will probably bring the market back up at some point whenever this finds its level. Um, so for me, I don't see I don't see Bitcoin going much lower than the 27, but let's just look and see where the next kind of mark or line in the sand would be for Bitcoin to hold if it can. Yeah, so personally I'm not buying anything else until 32, which kind of incidentally falls right in line with our GAN fan. And check out that video that I did on Gentlemen of Crypto if you want to know what GAN fan is, or check out my channel. I have a video specifically on GAN fans. Um, and then let's see what the next point of resistance is. Let's pull this out. And just so it's easier for you guys to see, let's zoom in and let's get rid of the things below there. Okay, so the next point, we got to go almost 2 years over to see the next point, which is 24K, about 24. What is that? 24.4. Okay. So that's the next point right there. And the point I told y'all before was like 28. So it kind of dipped a little bit below 28. But yeah, so let's say next so next direct point is 27.7, and then after that if it breaks down to that it's like 24.4. So that's what we have there. We'll go into some more WEF coins, but let me just make sure there's no questions. WTF is up. Always catch the show live, diving down rabbit holes. It's a sign. Heard it says. Let's see here. Stacks. What's up, Texas Mike? What's up, Reno? Jared Covey. Okay. Stacks. We could talk about stacks a little bit after we get into these WEF coins. Oh yeah, one more thing I wanted to show y'all. This is just it's sickening to see. If we look at these chains, let me just refresh this. So at one point, Ethereum was over like 130 something million locked. He's sitting at, oh my god, it's even lower than when I saw it earlier today. 71 million locked. It just keeps draining and draining and draining and draining. So we were at over 230 something billion locked at one point, only to lose 120 billion dollars locked in DeFi till we're back to literally more than a year ago's numbers of 11 million locked. Wow. And if we look at Luna, let's go look at chains. Luna had about, I think, 30 billion locked. It's down to 1 billion locked. So shocked about that. I didn't think it would, I thought it would like chill at least at 5 billion. 1 billion locked. Literally $29 billion moved out of the system. Just out. Now, just so y'all don't worry, the stock market is not looking that good itself. Let's just bring that up, just so y'all know. Where is the SPY? So, like Bitcoin leads our market, the SPY leads the stock market. It was at 480 in January, only to be down to like 392. So they lost pretty much 100 points. The last time you have to see a drop that big, you got to go back to Rona, which was 325 all the way to like 231. 215, about 215. So wow, right? But yeah, let's get back into those WEF coins. Where were we? Ripple. Again, heard this on the Gentleman Crypto Mornings where they were saying that I think it was Ripple and Bitcoin. Japanese e-commerce. I think that'll pull it up. So Japanese e-commerce site adopts Bitcoin and XRP as payments. That's 4 days ago. And just to keep with that WEF theme, we all know Ripple. It was at $3 at one point. SEC is like holding them up now. Of course, this Japanese Maker was just like, I don't care. I'm doing Bitcoin and Ripple. So I'm almost thinking if something like this is happening, that case may be going way like they might be rid of that case sooner rather than later. Um, but just to keep with the WEF theme, XRP Brad Gearinghouse. Let that come up. I got my hand in front of my mic here. Let me see. Okay, let me see. We'll do this. Brad Gearinghouse. WEF Brad Gearinghouse. Okay, directly on their site there. World Economic Forum. Brad is the CEO of Ripple. I don't know why I said it that way. Um, and a member of the board of directors. Prior to Ripple, I'm not accepting your cookies. Prior to Ripple, Brad served as the CEO of file collaboration service Hightail, and that's really all we need to know. So, Ripple, World Economic Forum as well. Another coin that I'm pretty fond of is Track, which is so appropriate for World Economic Forum, isn't it? You just think Track, right? Um, Origin Trail. This coin is basically like a supply chain coin, and there's a reason why the initials are Track because it's all about tracking things through the supply chain. Hence, with this coin, everything could be tracked. So that just flows right in line, directly on cue with the type of things that the World Economic Forum would want to track and make sure things are accounted for. Uh, Trying to not say that with like sarcasm and you know extra stuff on it, but I'm failing miserably, really miserably here. Let's see here. So Origin Trail. I was listening to one of their AMAs. They were saying that they really want to use it to do some like loans as well, like NFT backed loans. Um, they just did this thing where so they're built on Polkadot. I'm not sure if you guys know about Polkadot, that it's like a substrate, so it's almost like a layer zero. So anything built on top of Polkadot is almost its own layer one. So essentially, like anything built on substrate, it's almost multi-platform. So that's why a lot of people choose to build on Polkadot, and they're gonna do like a multi-coin system, and that's what their AMA kind of breaks down in this whole AMA. We won't listen to all of it. I'm just gonna get to the point where they show the other coin. Hopefully, I could do that decently quickly. And they have a little like flow chart saying like how that coin is supposed to work out. Uh, Check out that AMA and you'll see what I'm talking about. But basically, they want to use the other coin because the track is built on it's built on Ethereum. So they want the other coin so they can open themselves up for things like NFT loans. And if they build the other coin on a Polkadot chain, they'll have less gas fees. It'll be faster, stuff like that. So that's why they're going with the kind of the two coin system. But they also have um, what do you call it? The whole supply chain deal still going for them. And you can see it says world's first decentralized knowledge graph, organizing humanity's most important assets and making them discoverable, verifiable, and valuable. So connects the physical world, art, healthcare, fashion, education, supply chains, etc., and the digital world in a single connected reality. A really, really, really fancy way of saying supply chain without saying supply chain because they know people know that they're connected to WEF. Because if you go on their site, they even have a WEF video on the site where they're saying that they're being used to help uh, track personal protective equipment for Rona. So hopefully I can get to that too pretty fast. Let's see. Origin trail. And it's loading very slowly. Again, because I got like 80 tabs open. Let's see. Okay, there we go. World Economic Forum, and it's the PPE, the personal protective equipment, i.e., masks, hoods, stuff like that. Let's see if we got any questions out there. Hello, future Bitcoin kings and queens. What's up? Better understanding. Les Square. Uh, what's your coin picks that you feel will bounce back soon, dude? Right now, seriously, I'm not trying to look at any coin until Bitcoin like gets to 32K. But I mean, if there's a coin that you have, just inch yourself into it. My coins on that list would be some WEF coins. Um, one of which being, or the top of which being, which we went over, we just covered LCX. Also, I do like Ripple. I think they'll figure it out. Um, they seem to just have a lot of big people still behind them. We just went over Origin Trail. That's one as well. Um, Another one I'm really high on. They don't have any WEF connections, but it's a coin called Steam Exchange. Again, another exchange. And why our exchange is important because they're always going to get those young fees. Um, the difference with this chain is that it actually will, when it opens when a blockchain actually opens quarter 2, they will actually have their own exchange. I'm sorry, their own blockchain, which is called the Rails Exchange, on their site. And I did a huge, huge AMA with these guys on the Benzinga channel. So if you want to know, like, and everybody was there except for my guy, Inky. He wasn't there. Varaf, nickname Inky. He was not in there. But I did a huge AMA with them on the Benzinga channel. So let's just kind of look at that. And while I'm looking at that, we can talk to Steam Exchange. So they also want to do gamified learning. They're in Canada. And the thing about Canada is, I don't know if you guys remember that whole Quadriga X thing that happened, where people were shafted out of their money. The the owner of this exchange was also a victim of that. So he's trying to do things above board the correct way with with the right regulations. And um, the thing I like about this exchange the most, excuse me, is their is transparency. If you go on YouTube, you can find their stuff, their AMAs, and I'm telling you, this chain does like the most. They do like the most upfront AMAs ever. Like people directly ask them questions on their AMAs like live, and they're taking them. So that's like almost unheard of, right? Usually, people only want the cookie cutter questions, right? So definitely come on here. We did a freaking, how long was it? It was like it was at least like an hour and 20 minutes. So definitely come on the Benzinga channel. Check out that Steam Exchange um, AMA. But I'll definitely have them on this show too when they get like down the line to having everything prepared. I will have those guys on this show, and you guys can ask them direct questions about what's going on with the exchange. But the thing I like the most is their transparency. I like that they're going to have their own blockchain. I like that they're going to be in Canada, which already doesn't really have an exchange there that services just Canada. I like that they're also going to do like gamified learning. They're attached to the University of Waterloo, which is Vitalik Buterin's university that he went to up in Canada, and so it's a really prestigious university. I really like these guys. They're not a WEF coin, but they're another exchange. So the next coin that I'd be very, very high on is Seek. I know that you guys heard me talk about Seek before. Um, Man, they just have the star power for days. They got Daddy Yankee up in here. Okay. They're always getting new stars on here. They're gonna be. They already have an AR VR app on their on Apple, on Amazon, not Amazon, Android, excuse me. Um, so they already kind of got a connection with Facebook via Randy Zuckerberg, Mark Zuckerberg's sister, and they sell Oculus AR VR headsets on their app. You can also use their app without having an AR VR headset, by the way. But if you want one, just with one click on the app, you can buy an Oculus headset. Hence the connection with Facebook. These guys are about to do their own land drop, which I can imagine if you can buy some of their land, it would be amazing to buy land next to anybody that they got going on. Iman Shumpert, Demi Lovato, Lady Gaga, Ziggy Marley, Stephen Marley, um, this guy whose name one of my users told me, but I'm not gonna say it wrong. They got Francis Ngannou. They basically want to be kind of a 3D MTV YouTube type deal, and have like concerts and like workouts. Like they got Francis Ngannou. I don't know if I said that too. Um, they got D Wade on here too with like a sports academy. So they're just way ahead of their time over here, man. Um, and if we look at them, they're like 2/3 off their high. They're sitting at like 16 to 17 cents. Let me see. Where am I looking? This cat just walked in the house a couple weeks ago, and my wife really wants to keep it. It's sitting up here, just like tearing the bed apart over here. Let's see. So Seek. Okay, this is because it's on KuCoin. Um, they've actually been out longer on Binance. If we go come over here and look at that chart, I was in these guys at 2 cents. They went up all the way to $1. I took some profits, thank goodness, and then they're down to where they are now. They were at like 40 something cents before all of this foolishness that was going on. That's been going on. But as you can see, that's more likely what their chart looks like. Here, let me open the door so this cat can get out and stop scratching this bed. Yep. Get your butt out of here. Alrighty. And let me just close the door since it's out. Sorry, y'all. All right. Let's just see. Back to. Okay, so then that answers that question. Let me see. Yes, I'm definitely getting into Steam X. Yeah, now understand Steam X. That's a long term play. All right, guys. They're not that long, but it's like imagining getting into LCX when it first started, right? They're not gonna have their exchange online until like end of quarter two, which is coming up pretty soon. But they also said that it may not be online till end of quarter four. Just so y'all know that they're putting kind of like the excellence of the platform before, like really trying to hit that date. So they're saying, we're trying to get quarter two, but understand it may be quarter four. But from what I've seen, what I've seen of them, and you can look on their AMAs, and I've done a couple videos on their AMAs, so definitely come over my channel, and you can get a little kind of jump start on looking at information on these guys. I have a playlist for these guys, and basically, I'm gonna do like a kind of exclusive type of information thing with these guys. It's nothing where I'm paid to promote them or anything. I can say whatever I want. And in meeting with these guys, that was one of the things that was important to them too. They were like, we wanted to be non-biased, and like you can even, if somebody from our like community is telling you something like they don't like, you can even bring it to us. I was like, wait, what? Because usually like these people, like these coins, they don't want you to tell the truth about them. It was just very shocking for me to have these guys be like, yes, we want a non-biased opinion. So I was like, perfect. All I want you guys to do is post stuff, and it ended up being a nice kind of bond type relationship thing to form there. So definitely, I'm going to be bringing you guys like kind of exclusive stuff for Steam Exchange. So definitely keep them on your radar. But just understand, they're not bringing their stuff up until quarter two. So you will be growing with these guys. One other thing to note about them too is that they're going to offer mining. So you're gonna be able to mine with them. They're going to do a hybrid type deal where you can mine and you can also stake if you want to. And they're going to be vetting people. So unlike Binance, where it's like it's like purely decentralized, they're going to offer a decentralized option, but they're also going to offer an option where they vet people who come on their exchange, which I think is going to appeal a lot to people like old world people, like stock people who want to make sure that their investment is like 100% protected. So yeah, a little bit about Steam Exchange, but definitely check them out on my channel and on their YouTube channel. Okay, can you explain that Luna short? Why do they need Bitcoin to close this position? Okay, they need Bitcoin to close that position because in taking out the short. Okay, so if you guys don't, do you guys know about puts and calls? So it's the same principle as a put and a call in the stock world. So if I was going to like quote unquote bet on a stock in the stock world, I would do, and I thought that it was going to go up, I would do a put. So let's break out the nice and dandy Benzinga Pro here. So let's say that I thought, um, let's just let this thing load up right quick. I could just still explain while and I could do the same example with coins, I guess. So let's say that I thought this Seek was going to go up to 30 cents or whatever. I would put a call in on it with a certain strike price or whatever, and that's how I would do that. Now, when you do a short, you're betting that something's going to go down. So, in order to do a short, it goes opposite. So, essentially, with a short, you're saying like, um, I'm going to buy. Essentially, what you're doing is a sell. It's weird to think of. Um, so you're saying like, I'm gonna sell this at what is it? So I'm gonna sell it. It's so hard to put the mechanics of this into words. It's like you're saying that you're gonna sell it at this price, and then you're gonna buy it back at the other price, and you get the difference of it. So it's this exact opposite of operation of a call, which a call is like, and you're betting that it's gonna go up, and then you sell it at that price. So let's see. I can't think of a quick example in my head to make it right. Let me just give me a second. It might be some dead time. I just have to think of an example to make it right. Okay, so a call would be like, I'm gonna buy this at 5 cents, with some money, right? And I'm gonna because I'm betting that I can get 20 cents out of it. So I'm gonna come back and I can't think of a good example of it right now in my head. Let me just see if well, let's just see. Let's just look it up. So like, cause I understand it, but I don't know how to explain it well. So short position, sell, explanation. Okay, Investopedia, they're pretty good usually. Okay, short position is created when a when a trader sells a security first with the intention of repurchasing it or covering it later at a lower price. A trader may decide to short a security when she believes that the price of security is likely to decrease in the near future. There are two types of short position: naked and covered. Naked short is when a trader sells a security without having possession of it. Okay, so yeah, they probably did a naked short. So that's basically the short explanation there on that one. Let's see. Let me close a couple things down. Oh man, I closed that window. I didn't mean to do that. Let me just go back to that right quick so I can get those questions. Let's go history. So sorry about that, y'all. Oh my god, what's happening? History. Okay. Let's go. Gentleman of crypto. Okay, there we go. And it's loading, I guess. Okay. All right, let's see if we got any more questions. My god, it's taking a little bit. Sorry, guys. Did not mean to close that window. Jumpy mouse, I tell you. Close that. 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 Okay. I see. So it's not in Luna protocol, but this is outside. Okay, no, it's not in the Luna protocol. What it is whoever did this, and they're supposing that BlackRock did it. So what's going on there is that basically BlackRock saw that they could exploit Terra Luna because basically Terra Luna was double exposed. They were exposed by the fact that they were given terribly high APR with their stablecoin UST, and they were exposed by the fact that he bought like $1 billion in Bitcoin. So what they determined, and this reminds me a lot too of what's another thing that King said. He was like saying that, okay, be careful about trying to buy it because if you might not have any liquidity to try to buy Luna like when it was going down. That's the part. Like he was very smart on saying that because if Do Kwon didn't take the bait of buying the Bitcoin and giving those guys the UST, there would not have been enough liquidity for everyone to get out. So that's something that y'all really have to note to be a note on, and it's even more of a thing why Do Kwon kind of just really peed his own bed. By buying Bitcoin, $1 billion of Bitcoin in the first place, he like made himself double exposed because you got UST having way too high of a interest rate to pay everybody that interest rate over a long term. And then he double exposed himself by buying Bitcoin for his stable asset, thereby making his stable coin asset very unstable by having $1 billion of Bitcoin. So some smart person at BlackRock figured that out, and they were like, okay, how do we need to make all of these things and these wheels turn? And they figured out, okay, if we give him even more Bitcoin, thereby makes him even more unstable. Hence, we're going to drive the price of his coin down even further. So then what they did, allegedly, is go open shorts out on UST and maybe even Luna. No one can directly prove this, though, right? And I think that's through like certain legal things, like you're not allowed to kind of know if these hedge funds have shorts on things or stuff like that. So they got a short on USD, they got a short on Luna, and then they went to Do Kwon and offered him a discount on Bitcoin, a ton of Bitcoin, like 100K Bitcoin, right? And he's thinking, okay, they're stupid. They want some of this UST. I'm going to give them the UST, and I'm going to buy this Bitcoin at a discount. And really, he really peed the bed there because now they have enough liquidity to keep flooding the market with the sells that everyone else, knowing that these things have already Bitcoin in it, that it's already an unstable stablecoin, now they can use all the other liquidity that's out there to sell even further. So you got two huge fountains of selling happening, one from the hedge fund and the other from retail, which basically flooded him out. And then him trying to like make the peg stable by selling Bitcoin even further flooded him down. So it's like there was no escape route for him. The selling of the Bitcoin further brought down Bitcoin, which was what his coin was already backed by. His stablecoin was already backed by. They're selling at BlackRock. The retail sellers are selling, and he's selling more Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's going down. All of it's just further like hyper reducing the price of his coin, if that makes any sense. So now, in order to like close that out, slowly they're probably going to buy back Bitcoin, and the price of Bitcoin will go back up to close out that short. But As long as Luna keeps going down, which it seems like it is, there's no reason whatsoever for them to close out that short. Let's go look at the 4 hour chart because that's the day chart. Let's look at the 2 hour chart. So it finally looks like it's flattening. Jeez, man. This is like, I can't even think of a worse drop than this. They're gonna have to tell me like what's up with that big connect. Was it as bad as this? Because I wasn't in the game around that point in time, but jeez. So it's finally looking like it's flattening out. Let's go to 30 minute. Man, this is just terrible to see. I gotta go all the way down. Okay, 30 minutes finally looking like we got some flattening. Maybe it's because there's just no more liquidity out there to sell anymore. Man, this is honestly really sad to see. Okay, that's the 5 minute. I mean, I can't really go much lower than that. Man, that's sad to see. That's really, really sad to see. But whoever shorted this, it went from $87 to 0.000005. Man, the amount of money they made is just. I see what we should have done. The moment King said this is a scam, we should have put out a little short of our own. Really, like the gentleman of crypto scam, short scam, fund, right? Put a little short out on Luna and just wait. Because I looked it up. The moment they bought this Bitcoin was March 26th, I believe it was. So let's go back. All right, so let's see if there are any questions. If not, see, I'm still closing up stuff. Okay. No problem, Jared. No problem at all, man. Yeah, you see that just terrible flat line. Seems like it must just not be any more liquidity. It was finally flatlined. That is why. That's why XRP is gonna f up. Why you think Ripple's gonna f up? Ripple. I truly think if there's a chance that they can back it by gold or some precious metal, I think Ripple can really be okay. But they have to get that backing, right? But then again, it's like backing by gold's been done, right? The U.S. dollar at one point was backed by gold, right? But powers that be took us off of that. It'd probably be much more stable if it was backed by gold or silver. But that doesn't, that doesn't fit the powers that be's their narrative. If you get what I'm saying, um, doesn't fit a certain family. It doesn't fit their narrative. So um, if we can get an asset that's actually backed by a gold or a silver or diamonds or something like that, um, it could actually really have some traction. And that's what I was kind of talking about with the whole LCX TMNs. You can essentially say that the TIA token and that NFT is backed by diamonds because there are actual real world diamonds in a vault that represent 1 to 1 to those NFTs. So all the tokens that they get paid for just holding the NFT are a currency that's actually backed by something. So it'll be interesting to see if NFTs head more towards something like this. Like, okay, now NFTs backed by gold, by silver, by manganese, or God, who knows? Whatever precious metal de jour that's really important for something. Um, we can see if that's really going to be a thing, but it seems like it's going to be a thing. Um, but if Ripple can get in the game and say, look, our token is actually backed by gold, that could actually send them like sky high. But there have been rumors for years that XRP was actually going to be backed by gold. Who knows? Maybe this way things are looking, it's looking like they might actually make it out of this case. So who knows? Everybody has their little bag of XRP. I know I got my little bag, and well, I mean, I sold it. Well, when I was talking about this whole recession thing, but of course I'm gonna pick some back up when I'm ready and comfortable. And yeah, we'll all have our little XRP bag, and we'll see what happens. Sup, Gordon? I love y'all's show, by the way. Simon Family Show. Y'all definitely got to check that out. Um, I love those guys' show. It's really awesome. It's very unique. Shows you guys like directly boots on the ground what's happening in El Salvador, Mexico, these different places where they're trying to really implement crypto. Definitely check out their show. Such a good show. I love it. All right, y'all. So if we ain't got any more questions, check me out on Saturday. Not sure what we're gonna be talking about Saturday. If y'all got any ideas about it, leave in the comments. I'll check those out. Um, Jump on Girls with the shout out to the Simon Family Show. So yeah, check me out on Saturday, guys. It'll be 9:30 a.m. We'll be talking something new. Yeah, if you guys have any recommendations or anything you want to hear about, come on over to my channel, say something comment on my video or whatever, or come over to Twitter. It's at Blackrue. Thanks so much, everybody, for coming out. Really much appreciate it. Have a